Imagine walking into a room and immediately capturing attention, not because you're loud or demanding, but because there's something about you that's intriguing, something that makes people want to know more. That's the power of intrigue. It's about being just mysterious enough to leave someone curious, wondering about the layers they haven't uncovered yet. When we talk about making a man chase you, the key isn't about playing hard to get. It's about keeping him genuinely interested. How do you do that? By not giving everything away at once. People often make the mistake of oversharing too soon, thinking that laying it all out will create a connection. But in reality, it's the unknown that often sparks desire. When someone feels like there's more to learn, they naturally want to dig deeper. You can do this by maintaining some unpredictability in your actions. For example, don't feel pressure to respond to messages instantly every time or share every detail of your day. Let your actions and words keep them guessing. Maybe you hint at a passion or hobby without fully explaining it, or you talk about a recent adventure without spilling all the details. These little gaps leave room for curiosity, and curiosity is the birthplace of attraction. Now, this isn't about being fake or hiding who you are. It's about pacing. Relationships and connections, whether romantic or otherwise, are like a good story. Imagine reading a novel where everything happens in the first chapter. There's no suspense, no build-up. It's the slow unraveling that keeps us turning the pages. Similarly, when you interact with someone, reveal your story gradually. Another aspect of intrigue is your energy. People are drawn to those who exude confidence and composure. When you walk into a space with your head held high, not overly concerned about impressing anyone, but simply being present, it speaks volumes. It makes people curious. What is it about her that feels so grounded? That sense of calm, self-assuredness is magnetic. At the same time, intrigue can be created by showing you're multifaceted. Be someone who surprises. Maybe you're passionate about art, but also enjoy hiking or have a knack for solving puzzles. When someone sees different sides of you, they can't help but want to know more. And here's the beauty of this approach. It allows you to be authentic. You're not putting on a show or pretending to be someone you're not. You're simply sharing yourself in layers, giving someone the privilege of knowing you over time. In doing so, you're naturally drawing them closer, making them want to chase that connection with you. When you allow yourself to be intriguing, you hold the power to create meaningful relationships, ones where the other person truly values and pursues you. When it comes to creating an undeniable connection that makes someone chase you, one of the most powerful tools you have is your authenticity. Authenticity isn't about being perfect or always saying the right thing. It's about being real, being you. Too often, people fall into the trap of trying to mold themselves into what they think someone else wants. They overthink every word, every action, and in the process, they lose the very essence that makes them special. Once I become more soft, I become less vulnerable. And when it comes to molding people's hearts, it becomes even harder than a lock. Let me tell you, what truly stands out is your ability to be genuine. When you embrace who you are, your quirks, your passions, your flaws, it sends a powerful message. I am comfortable with myself and I don't need to seek external validation to feel worthy. That kind of energy is magnetic. It's what makes people take notice because it's rare. Most people spend so much energy trying to be what they think they should be, rather than who they truly are. Now, being authentic doesn't mean oversharing or letting everything spill out at once. It means allowing your personality to shine in a way that feels natural. If you're naturally witty, let your sense of humor show. If you're more reserved, let your quiet strength speak for itself. You don't need to perform, you just need to express yourself as you are. Here's the thing, people are drawn to what feels real. When someone senses that you're comfortable in your own skin, it creates a sense of trust. They know they're not dealing with a facade, and that opens the door for a deeper connection. And when you're unapologetically yourself, you also give others the freedom to be themselves around you. That kind of emotional safety is invaluable. It's something people chase without even realizing it. Think about the moments when you felt the most confident. Maybe it was when you were doing something you love, surrounded by people who uplift you. That's the energy you want to carry forward in every interaction, because when you operate from a place of confidence and self-acceptance, you're not worried about whether someone will like you. You already like yourself. That attitude creates an irresistible pull. Authenticity also means being honest about your standards and what you want in life. Don't be afraid to set boundaries or express your values. When someone sees that you're not willing to compromise on the things that matter to you, it commands respect. It shows that you know your worth, and that's incredibly attractive. Ultimately, the key is to remember that authenticity isn't just about being seen, it's about being understood. And when someone truly understands and appreciates the real you, they'll be compelled to chase that connection because it's something they know they can't find anywhere else. When it comes to making someone feel an undeniable pull toward you, the key lies in building mystery and intrigue. This isn't about playing games or creating confusion. It's about holding back just enough to spark curiosity and make them want to know more. Think about it. When everything about you is immediately on display, there's nothing left to discover. People are naturally drawn to what feels just out of reach, to the allure of the unknown. Creating intrigue starts with leaving space for curiosity to grow. For example, instead of oversharing every detail of your life in one sitting, share just enough to pique their interest. Let your words hint at your experiences, passions, and dreams without giving away the entire story. This doesn't mean being vague or elusive. It means being selective about what you share and when. You're giving them something to think about long after your interaction has ended. Mystery also comes from your actions. When you show that you have a rich, full life that doesn't revolve around their attention, it sends a powerful message. It shows them that you're someone worth pursuing because you're already whole and complete on your own. That independence creates a magnetic pull. Makes them want to be part of the dynamic, exciting world you've built for yourself. One way to cultivate intrigue is by being unpredictable. When you're not entirely predictable in your responses, behaviors, or choices, it keeps the interaction fresh and exciting. Maybe you choose an unexpected activity for a date, or you share an interest or talent they never saw coming. These surprises keep them engaged because they're constantly discovering new facets of who you are. Another element of mystery is showing confidence in your worth without trying to prove it. When you exude quiet confidence, it creates an air of intrigue because people want to understand where that self-assurance comes from. They begin to wonder, what makes this person so self-contained, so sure of themselves? That curiosity becomes a driving force that makes them want to chase you, to learn what lies beneath the surface. It's also important to remember that intrigue isn't about withholding or being distant. It's about creating balance. You're approachable and warm, but you also maintain a sense of individuality and depth that invites exploration. It's about being both open and reserved, showing interest while maintaining a part of yourself that remains just beyond reach. By embracing mystery and intrigue, you're not just making someone chase you, you're creating an experience they'll want to return to again and again. You're showing them that there's always more to learn, more to discover, and that the journey of getting to know you is one they don't want to miss. Another powerful way to make someone feel compelled to chase you is by displaying self-assured confidence. Confidence is magnetic, and it goes beyond how you look or act. It's about the energy you carry and the way you perceive yourself. When you truly believe in your value, others naturally gravitate toward that energy. It's like a light shining from within you, drawing people in without you needing to say a word. Confidence starts with knowing your worth. It's not about being arrogant or boastful. It's about recognizing the qualities that make you unique and owning them. When you walk into a room with your head held high and an air of self-assurance, it speaks volumes. People take notice, not because you're trying to get their attention, but because you're comfortable in your own skin. That kind of quiet strength is irresistible. It's also important to show confidence in how you interact with others. For example, when you're engaged in a conversation, make eye contact, speak clearly, and don't rush to fill silences. Silence isn't something to be afraid of. It can actually add depth and gravity to your presence. When you're not afraid to let a moment breathe, it shows that you're in control of yourself and the situation. That level of self-possession makes people feel drawn to you. They want to understand where that calm, steady confidence comes from. Confidence is also demonstrated through your boundaries. When you have the courage to say no to things that don't serve you or align with your values, you're sending a message. You respect yourself enough to prioritize your well-being. That's an incredibly attractive quality. It shows that you're not looking for external validation or approval. You've already given that to yourself. When someone sees that, they feel a natural pull toward you because they sense that you're someone who's secure and self-reliant. Another way to exude confidence is by embracing your individuality. When you celebrate what makes you different, instead of trying to fit into someone else's expectations, you become unforgettable. Whether it's your sense of humor, your interests, or the way you approach life, owning your uniqueness sets you apart. People are drawn to those who stand out unapologetically, and they feel inspired by that kind of authenticity. It's also worth noting that confidence doesn't mean you have to be perfect. In fact, acknowledging your imperfections and still holding your head high is one of the most powerful ways to display self-assurance. When you're not afraid to show vulnerability and embrace your flaws, it makes you relatable and human. That blend of strength and openness is incredibly compelling. It makes people want to get closer to you, to learn from you, and to be part of your world. Ultimately, confidence is the foundation of any meaningful connection. When you exude self-assuredness, you're not just attracting someone's attention, you're inspiring them to rise to your level. You're showing them that you're someone worth pursuing, someone who knows their value and isn't afraid to live in alignment with it. And when you carry that energy, the right person will always chase you because they'll recognize the incredible light you bring into their life. One of the most captivating ways to make someone chase you is by creating an air of mystery. People are naturally drawn to what they can't fully understand or predict. When you master the art of being intriguing, you leave others curious and eager to learn more about you, which fuels their desire to chase you. Mystery doesn't mean playing games or being evasive. It's about keeping certain aspects of yourself sacred and not revealing everything all at once. For instance, when someone asks about your day, instead of giving a detailed rundown, you might smile and share a single highlight or a vague but intriguing comment like, "It was an adventure." That small element of intrigue sparks their imagination, making them want to uncover more of your story. The same applies to your goals and aspirations. Share just enough to show your passion and drive, but leave room for them to wonder what's next for you. When you're actively pursuing your dreams and keeping your personal journey exciting, you become someone who's always evolving, someone who's never stagnant. People are naturally drawn to that kind of dynamic energy because it challenges them to keep up. Another powerful way to create mystery is through your actions. Be consistent in your values, but unpredictable in your expressions. For example, you might surprise someone with a thoughtful gesture or choose to do something completely out of the ordinary. This unpredictability keeps them intrigued and engaged, wondering what you'll do next. It's about breaking patterns in a way that feels authentic to who you are. Mystery also lies in your ability to maintain independence. When you have your own hobbies, interests, and circle of friends, you send a clear message. You're a whole person who doesn't need someone else to complete you. That independence creates a subtle barrier, a sense of distance that others will want to bridge. They'll chase you because they want to be part of your world, a world that is vibrant and full of life, but one they must earn their way into. At the same time, being mysterious doesn't mean being cold or distant. It's about balancing openness with restraint. Share your thoughts and feelings when it feels right, but don't feel pressured to lay everything out on the table. Let them discover you layer by layer over time. This slow reveal keeps their attention focused on you, making every interaction feel meaningful and exciting. Mystery is not about withholding or being aloof. It's about creating a sense of wonder. When someone sees that there's more to you than meets the eye, they're captivated. They want to be the one to uncover those hidden layers, to earn your trust, and to understand the depths of who you are. This natural pull makes them chase you not out of obligation, but out of a genuine desire to connect with the essence of who you are. Mystery can also be worked out. It starts with a simple question. What is the most amazing thing that's about to happen to me or to the world today? In the end, being mysterious isn't about manipulation. It's about being confident in your complexity and allowing others to experience it gradually. When you embrace this approach, you make space for deeper, more meaningful connections to flourish. And the ones who chase you will do so not because you ask them to, but because they feel compelled by the unique and fascinating person you are. One of the most captivating ways to make any man chase you, even if he initially seems disinterested, is to cultivate a sense of mystery about yourself. Mystery is alluring because it sparks curiosity. It creates a sense of intrigue that keeps someone wanting to know more. The truth is, when everything about you is revealed too quickly, there's little left to discover. But when you maintain an air of subtle mystery, you invite him to explore the depths of who you are, and that pursuit becomes irresistible. Mystery doesn't mean being distant or cold. It means being intentional about what you share and when you share it. It's about pacing your connection in a way that allows intrigue to grow naturally. Instead of laying everything on the table from the start, let layers of your personality unfold over time. Share glimpses of your passions, your dreams, or your unique quirks, but leave room for him to wonder about the full picture. That space for curiosity keeps him engaged and eager to learn more about you. You also create mystery by maintaining aspects of your life that are entirely your own. Whether it's a hobby you love, a close circle of friends, or personal goals you're working toward, having something that's just for you sends a powerful message. You are a whole and fulfilled person with or without his attention. This sense of independence is not only attractive, it's magnetic. People are drawn to those who have a life that excites them, and they'll want to be part of that vibrant energy. Another way to cultivate mystery is to surprise him with your depth and complexity. Show that there's more to you than meets the eye. Perhaps you're passionate about an unexpected hobby, have a fascinating perspective on life, or carry a skill that's rare and impressive. These hidden gems of your character are what make you unforgettable. They show that there's always more to discover, and they inspire him to dig deeper to truly understand who you are. It's also important to be comfortable with moments of silence or distance. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to allow space for him to think about you. When you're not always readily available or overly eager, it creates an opportunity for him to reflect on how much he values your presence. That absence, however brief, can amplify his desire to chase you. It's in those quiet moments that he starts to realize just how much he wants to be part of your life. Maintaining mystery also involves being selective with your responses. You don't need to explain every decision or thought right away. Let your actions speak for themselves and let him draw his own conclusions. That sense of wonder, of trying to understand what drives you, creates a dynamic where he's constantly seeking to connect with you on a deeper level. In the end, mystery isn't about playing games or withholding who you are. It's about honoring the complexity and depth of your own life. It's about creating a relationship that grows gradually and authentically, where each step reveals something new and exciting. When you cultivate that kind of connection, you're not just making him chase you, you're inspiring him to truly appreciate and value the person you are. One of the most powerful ways to make any man chase you, even if he doesn't initially show much interest, is by embodying confidence in every aspect of your life. Confidence is magnetic. It draws people in because it signals self-assurance and inner strength. When you carry yourself with genuine confidence, you show that you don't need validation from anyone, including him. This shift in mindset and behavior immediately makes you more attractive, not just physically, but on a deeper, more profound level. Confidence isn't about being perfect or having everything together. It's about embracing who you are, flaws and all. It's about showing up unapologetically, knowing your worth, and standing firmly in your beliefs. When you stop seeking validation from others, you create a powerful presence that commands respect. And that respect is one of the driving forces that makes a man want to chase you. People are drawn to those who know what they bring to the table, who are comfortable with their own uniqueness, and who have the courage to express themselves fully. This level of self-assurance can be seen in how you carry yourself in your daily life. When you walk into a room, do you hold your head up high or do you shrink away? How do you engage with others? Are you approachable? Are you confident in your decisions? And do you stand by what you say? Every little action you take communicates how you feel about yourself. When you exude confidence in your interactions, you immediately set the tone for how others will perceive and treat you. This attracts respect and admiration, which in turn fuels a man's desire to chase you. Moreover, when you have confidence in your own abilities and worth, you stop doubting your worthiness in relationships. Often, when we lack self-confidence, we tend to chase validation from others, whether that's from a partner, friends, or even strangers. But when you stand confidently in your own space, you shift the power dynamic. You stop playing the role of someone seeking attention, and instead, you position yourself as someone others want to pursue. Your confidence tells him that he must meet your standards, that he has to prove himself worthy of your time and attention. Another critical aspect of confidence is knowing when to set boundaries and protect your own emotional space. Confident people don't allow others to treat them poorly, and they're not afraid to walk away from situations that don't serve them. Whether it's in a friendship, a professional relationship, or a romantic one, knowing your worth and not settling for anything less is a direct reflection of self-confidence. It's a signal to the other person that they need to respect your boundaries if they want to continue being part of your life. This subtle but powerful stance makes people, especially men, realize that you are not someone to be taken for granted. And when a man knows he has to earn your attention and respect, he is more likely to chase you because he recognizes your value. True confidence also means being comfortable in your own company. It's easy to chase someone when you feel lonely or incomplete. But when you're comfortable with being alone, you send a clear message that you don't need anyone to complete you. You are already whole, and that independence is deeply attractive. It not only signals to a man that you have a rich, fulfilling life, but it also creates a sense of challenge. He knows that if he wants to be a part of your world, he must bring something of value, something that complements who you are. This makes him eager to pursue you, because now you are someone he has to earn, rather than someone he can easily have. And this level of confidence also frees you from the need to play games. When you're confident in who you are, you don't have to overthink every interaction or worry about what he might think. You can simply be yourself in all your authentic glory. Men find that authenticity irresistible because it's rare in a world where people often wear masks. When you stand tall in your truth, without fear of rejection or judgment, you create a sense of stability and trust. This deep authenticity allows someone to feel secure in their pursuit of you, knowing that you're not playing games, but are genuinely open to connection. In summary, confidence isn't just a trait, it's a way of living. When you walk through life with a deep sense of self-assurance, you naturally attract attention. Men will chase you, not because they're chasing after an idea of who you are, but because they're chasing after the real you. The woman who knows her worth, embraces her individuality, and isn't afraid to stand on her own. This type of confidence commands respect, sparks curiosity, and makes it impossible for a man not to be drawn to you. Confidence is the silent signal that says, I know who I am, and I'm waiting for someone who can appreciate me at my best. That's the kind of energy that makes men want to chase, to pursue, and to prove that they are worthy of your time and attention. One of the most powerful ways to make any man chase you, even if he initially seems uninterested, is by tapping into the psychology of curiosity. Curiosity is one of the strongest human emotions. People are naturally drawn to the unknown, to things they cannot fully understand or predict. When you live your life in a way that keeps him guessing, without being overly transparent or predictable, you spark a sense of curiosity in him that will make him want to learn more about you. This makes you stand out. Because you are no longer just another face in the crowd, you become a mystery, something he feels compelled to understand. Now, this doesn't mean you should play games or manipulate his emotions. The key here is creating a sense of intrigue by being yourself in a way that feels fresh, dynamic, and multidimensional. People are always fascinated by others who seem to have a rich inner world, someone who isn't afraid to show different sides of themselves. You can keep things interesting by sharing pieces of your life, but not everything all at once. It's about letting them catch glimpses of who you are over time, rather than revealing all your cards in one go. Think about how often you've been intrigued by someone who didn't immediately lay all their cards on the table. There's something magnetic about individuals who reveal just enough to pique your interests, but leave you wanting more. You might notice them being a bit elusive at times, not in a way that feels distant or cold, but just in a way that makes them seem more complex and layered. This complexity is what makes them fascinating, and it's the very thing that keeps people, especially men, coming back for more. Curiosity is a subtle force. When you maintain a certain level of emotional distance without being detached or uninterested, it can make him feel like he hasn't fully figured you out, and that drives him to want to know more. He'll find himself trying to piece together the puzzle of who you really are, which in turn makes him invest more time and energy into trying to understand you. The more he gets to know, the more intrigued he becomes. Second, this curiosity also ties into your ability to maintain an air of independence. When you're emotionally independent, living a full life, and not overly reliant on anyone for your happiness or validation, it creates space for curiosity. He won't feel like you're just waiting around for him to make a move. Instead, he'll recognize that you have your own passions, your own schedule, and your own world to navigate. It's this sense of independence and self-sufficiency that makes him wonder how he can fit into your life and what role he might play in it. This alone is enough to spark the curiosity that makes him chase after you. When you're confident in your independence, it signals to him that you have options, that you're not going to chase him, and that he'll have to step up if he wants a place in your life. The idea that you're not desperate for attention or validation, and that your world doesn't revolve around him, will push him to chase you. He'll wonder how he can stand out and become someone important to you. This curiosity keeps him engaged because he'll be motivated by the challenge of earning your trust and attention. One key to keeping that curiosity alive is to show your interest in him at moments that feel spontaneous, not too predictable. When you show interest in a man, make sure it's genuine, but also leaves room for him to wonder where you stand. It's not about playing hot and cold or being emotionally distant. It's about finding balance and showing that you're interested, but without allowing him to take you for granted. By doing so, you give him something to chase. There's also an element of surprise in how you interact with him. You change things up from time to time, whether it's the way you communicate, the way you carry yourself, or the way you share your life with him. It keeps things fresh. The more you surprise him with new aspects of who you are, the more engaged and intrigued he will be. He won't be able to predict what you'll do next, and that keeps him on his toes. This sense of unpredictability doesn't mean playing games. It means being authentic but surprising, which builds both respect and attraction. At the core, the curiosity you inspire isn't just about making him chase you for the thrill of the chase. It's about creating a deeper connection by allowing him to discover the layers of who you are over time. It's about sparking his interest in such a way that he begins to value and appreciate you more. The curiosity you generate acts as the fuel for attraction, making him more motivated to pursue you, not just for the chase, but for the genuine bond that can form from getting to know each other on a deeper level. By embracing this concept of curiosity, you don't just make him chase you out of superficial desire. You make him chase you because he sees you as someone with depth, mystery, and layers that deserve to be explored. You become someone he wants to invest in, someone whose presence in his life would bring value and excitement. That, in the end, is what keeps him coming back for more. And it's what makes him truly desire to chase you, not because you're playing games, but because you're a living, breathing enigma he's determined to understand. To make a man chase you, it's important to understand the power of creating a sense of emotional unavailability. This doesn't mean being completely closed off or uninterested in him, but rather maintaining a healthy balance of not being too accessible all the time. When you are always available, when he knows that you're just a call or text away whenever he needs you, it becomes easy for him to take you for granted. But when you maintain a slight distance, not always available for him, it creates a desire for him to bridge that gap and seek your presence. Emotional unavailability triggers a deep sense of longing in someone, and in this context, it's about cultivating the emotional space that makes him realize he needs to work a little harder to get your attention. It's about making him feel the absence of your energy, attention, and care. When you stop being the person who was always at his beck and call, it naturally makes him question why you aren't as invested in him as he thought. This emotional distance can trigger feelings of insecurity or uncertainty in him. Feelings that, if managed well, can lead him to take action and start pursuing you more actively. However, it's essential that this unavailability doesn't come across as cold or emotionally detached. The key here is balance. Emotional unavailability shouldn't feel like you're deliberately pushing him away. It should simply be a reflection of your own sense of self-worth and independence. When you live a life that is rich with your own passions, activities, and commitments, it naturally pulls you away from being overly accessible. And this is where the allure lies. When you stop chasing him or always being available, you force him into a position where he has to do the work. He has to put in effort to keep your interest alive. When a man realizes you're not emotionally available in the way he's used to, he'll begin to wonder what he's missing, what he has to do to reconnect with you, and why you're not as invested in him as before. This curiosity will push him to pursue you, as he'll want to regain that emotional connection and attention. On the flip side, when you are constantly available and show him that you are always there, it signals that you are not busy, not fulfilling your own life, and not engaging in your own personal growth. This often leads to complacency. He won't feel the need to put in the effort to win you over. He knows you'll always be there, and that makes him less motivated to chase. But when you introduce emotional unavailability in the right way, you bring back a sense of challenge and excitement. This is where the power of self-respect and emotional boundaries comes into play. It's about recognizing your value and not constantly chasing after someone who isn't equally investing in you. You don't need to beg for attention or validation. Instead, you can focus on your own life, your own growth, and your own well-being. By doing so, you make yourself more attractive because you become a person who isn't defined by someone else's presence in their life. Remember, the goal is not to play games, but to develop a healthy sense of self-sufficiency and emotional independence. By creating emotional space and not always being there, you tap into the powerful principle that people value what they can't easily access. When a man sees that you're not emotionally available all the time, it creates a sense of longing, making him more likely to pursue you. So, stop always being there. Live your life with purpose and passion. and the right person will pursue you. The emotional unavailability you practice will naturally trigger the desire to chase, leading to a deeper and more meaningful connection when he finally catches up to you. The final key point in making a man chase you is the power of mystery. Often, when we open up too much too soon or give all our cards away, we remove the very intrigue that fuels desire. Humans are naturally drawn to what they don't fully understand, what they can't immediately access or possess. It's the mystery, the unknown, that sparks curiosity and compels someone to dig deeper, to discover more, and in this case, to chase after you. When you maintain an air of mystery, it keeps him engaged, constantly trying to figure you out, trying to get closer to understand you better. This doesn't mean playing games or pretending to be someone you're not. It means having a life that's rich with your own experiences, interests, and passions, which don't revolve around him or anyone else. When your life is full and your mind is focused on things that matter to you, it creates an era of unpredictability. Mystery is incredibly attractive because it keeps someone on their toes, always wondering what's next, always wanting to know more. By not revealing everything about yourself at once, you leave him with questions and open the door for deeper conversations and connections. The more he tries to figure out, the more he becomes invested in the process, leading to him pursuing you to uncover all the layers you've kept just out of reach. However, the key is not to be overly distant or to build walls around yourself. The mystery should be natural, rooted in your ability to keep some parts of your life private, to have your own boundaries, and to prioritize yourself. When he sees that you have your own life, your own ambitions, and your own sense of purpose, it sparks a drive in him to want to be a part of that life, to chase after someone who is not easily won over, and also the way God intended it. That is the beautiful part of wealth and power, is that to get it, another person has to give it to you. Ultimately, it's about balancing openness with the right amount of space. When you give him enough to be interested, but keep enough to be intriguing, you create an environment where he feels the need to pursue. Mystery doesn't mean being elusive or playing hard to get. It's about allowing him to be curious about you, to discover more, and to feel that there's always something new to learn. This sense of curiosity and excitement is what propels him forward, creating a dynamic where he is the one chasing after you. So, as you embrace your own life and keep a bit of mystery, you'll find that the right person will naturally be drawn to you, seeking not just your attention, but a deeper connection. The power of mystery will keep him chasing you, eager to discover everything that makes you uniquely you.